you have a favorite growing up?
Yeah, so I would say AB de Villiers was always one of my favorite. Love to play at Lords one day,
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
even at the Oval. I think the atmosphere at the Oval is also unbelievable.
Welcome back to the Cricket Kid Podcast. I'm your host Parveen. This is episode 3 on the Cricket Kid Podcast, and we're back to our Wickets and Wisdom segment, which means we're going to be having a special guest that's going to join us today on this episode. And I'm absolutely thrilled to introduce Andries Gous, the wicketkeeper-batsman for the USA national team, who's been lining up on the cricket field with his batting and his wicket-keeping skills. Thank you so much for joining us today, Andres. So how you been actually? You just
Yeah,
came.
good.
Go.
Thanks for having me.
Mhm. So I know you're a South African cricketer who were born and you played a fair amount of cricket there, and then you moved to the USA, and now you're playing international. How does it feel, and how is your journey and the transition?
Yeah, it's been an interesting journey for me. I think I signed my first contract when I was 18 years old,
Mm-hmm.
so it was a full 9 years of professional cricket in South Africa. And then I decided to move to the USA and just to continue that journey, and then eventually started playing international cricket in April this year. So it's been a very interesting journey for me, and not one that I expected to be in, but yeah, very grateful for all that it has happened.
You've had a quite a bit of impact in T20 cricket, whether it's the T20 World Cup or right now in the Nepal series. You have a great form right now. So you predominantly play white ball cricket, whether it's T20s, ODIs, or leagues. Would you ever thought about playing about red ball, or have you ever wanted to play red ball cricket? Or
Yeah, so I've played almost 60 or 70 first class games
okay.
in South Africa. So I've played
Mm-hmm.
more live red ball cricket. I've
Mm-hmm.
probably played more red ball cricket than any other format
Mm-hmm.
at this moment. But yeah, no, that ambition to play red ball cricket is gone now. I've made peace that I'm never gonna play a test or a 4 day game or whatever again. So, but was also I'm happy with that. It's okay.
What?
It extends the my cricket career by a little bit. So
Mm-hmm.
there's not too much to complain there.
Yeah. So you people know that you conquered North American cricket, whether it's winning minor league, major league, or the GT20 in Canada, and you've won everything in North America. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's good. At the end of the day, whenever we play a tournament, we want to try and win it, and it's extremely hard, especially Major League, the
Hmm.
GT1, even minor league. It's really tough to win those competitions. Since in minor league there's 27 teams, so it's hard work. Especially the Central region last year was hard work. GT20's got its own challenges with the wickets that weren't great at all. There was other challenges, and Major League, every team was completely stacked. So I
Hmm.
reckon you gotta have to win tournaments. You gotta have a little bit of luck on your side. Your overseas need to find form. Your team needs to gel really well. So there's a lot of things that needs to come into place for your team to really click and win games. It just doesn't happen by too much luck. So I would say I was just lucky this year and last year to be in really good teams that we were able to do that.
Did you have a favorite growing up, or you watched a lot when you were growing up?
Yeah, so I would say AB de Villiers was always one of my favorite guys. And then a little bit of left field, but I used to love watching Ian Bell bat.
Hmm.
Not sure if the English batter. He
Yeah.
was just pure class. So he was probably my first and most favorite batter when growing up. And obviously AB, those two are probably the two biggest things. I would say people that I really look up to now is someone like Faf.
Hmm.
I know him quite well as well, but just the way he's at his age, he's still performing. He's still in the best shape of his life. It's really inspiring, and we can all just try to be as close to potential that he's getting and his talents that we get. So
How is it playing against him in the Caribbean Premier League or meeting him?
yeah, I mean it's you know how good he is, right? You know you got to get him out early, otherwise he's going to win the game
Mhm,
for his team. So it's really nice to be in the same team as him.
mhm,
But it's also nice to be against him because you get to watch a world-class cricketer play.
mhm.
But no, he's just a really good human being, firstly, and then secondly, he's a absolutely incredible athlete.
Who is the toughest bowler, or have you had trouble facing anyone, or is you're easy, or is it everyone's easy for you to face, or you're used to them now?
No, I think everybody has got matchups, and again, different things, right? Some white ball cricketers or bowlers are tougher to face, and then once they bowl with a red ball, it's easier, and then vice versa. So I would say white ball cricket, if we look at seamers, Trent Bolt is always difficult. I really rate Mohammad Amir.
Mhm,
He's a very high skilled bowler. I think there's really a lot of quality bowlers on the scene at the moment. But probably Trent Bolt is probably the one that you really need to watch your front pad.
mhm,
And then I would say spinners. Obviously, Rashid Khan is tough. Noor Ahmed is really tough.
mhm,
I think the most difficult one I've faced is Imran Tahir. Still to this day,
mhm.
he's really quality. So yeah, that's probably those ones.
And so, do you like to banter behind the stumps, sledge a little bit, or are you like a calm guy who just focuses on your game and not care about the other one, like not try to get into the batsman's head?
No, I'm a very chilled guy. I don't like to chirp or abuse people. It's just not in my nature. It's not in my personality. I like to chat to people. I like to talk to them. See if you can upset them in a different way. But chirping them or abusing them is it's just not what I do.
And so, what's your favorite cricket ground, or whether you've played in it, or would you like to play?
I would say my favorite by far is Newlands in Cape Town
Mhm,
with the iconic Table Mountain there. That's probably one of the most beautiful grounds in the world. I would say another one is the Kensington Oval in Barbados.
mhm,
That's a really nice ground. The atmosphere is unbelievable.
mhm,
So yeah, that's probably the two favorite ones. I would love to play at Lords one day,
mhm.
or even at the Oval. I think the atmosphere at the Oval is also unbelievable.
What so when you bat, do you have like a preferred type of wicket that you like to bat on, or like whether like do you like a turning wicket or like a two pace or
No, I just want it to be flat. No, I'm joking. I would say preferably you would. I don't mind it swinging or so. You just normally don't want it to nip off the wicket.
Mhm,
That's probably the one. Then it really becomes tough. You gotta really watch what you're doing. Normally, when it just comes on nicely, it's if it's slow or if it's too pace, it's really tough. So, or it can be tough sometimes. So I reckon probably the one that's just like it's true and bounce quite quick, and then
mhm.
if you have a fast outfield as well, it just makes it better.
Something just that comes onto the bat more easier.
Yeah, I would say if you go look at Super Sport Park in South Africa, and since you're
Mhm,
in Pretoria, if you can take that wicket, then you travel with it. I would say that's every batter would say they would travel with that wicket. In the
mhm.
world would say they'll travel with that wicket and just put it in the ground and play at different stadiums.
And how was your World Cup journey, your T20 World Cup journey this year, making it to the Super Eights, and now you guys are qualified for the next World Cup too?
Yeah, it was an interesting one. We obviously didn't expect to, if we're honest with ourselves, we didn't expect to qualify for the Super 8. I reckon we always knew that we could, although it rained out, we could beat Ireland and then Canada. We've beaten them before, so we knew that we just got to play good cricket, then we can beat them. And the Pakistan one was a different one. We sort of knew you never know if we play really well and they just don't rock up. Then maybe we can get an upset.
Mhm.
And then we played extremely well. They played okay, and then we ended up winning that one. And then the India game, I think it could have gone a lot closer if we've taken one or two catches, maybe scored 10 more runs, 20 more runs, and that would have been a hell of an upset as well. So, but no, the World Cup was awesome, qualifying Super Eights, and then more importantly, going to making sure that we already qualified for the 2026 World Cup is it's just amazing.
So this segment, as I told you, is called Wickets and Wisdom, and we like to get wisdom and like advice for young cricketers from cricketers or legends or experts. So is there something you'd like to share for young cricketers who are up and coming and want to make to the big league?
Yeah, I would say I always share this with people, especially the young kids and stuff. Is you're gonna go through a journey in cricket where there's gonna be a lot of ups and downs, and you're gonna go through all different age groups and different teams, different places, and every time you're gonna have a different coach. So it's really important that you don't have to listen to everyone. You don't have to try all of their ideas. You don't have to do everything they say. Once you got it, once you understand who you are as a cricketer, it's really important to take their knowledge in and then throw out what you don't need. Because there's so many times where you get a coach that basically wants to change something just for the sake of changing. They just want to say something just for the sake of, because they feel like they have to say something. Just because you have a different type of technique does not mean you can't score runs or take wickets or whatever, right? So I feel there's so many coaches these days that want to mold you into the way they want to, into the batter or the bowler that they want you to be, instead of taking you and making the best version of yourself. So I feel it's really important to take what you can get from each and every coach. But then if you feel that this is not worth your technique or worth your time, you throw that piece of advice out of, and you just continue on your thing. I've seen so many people who were extremely good cricketers that went to the wrong coach, unfortunately,
Mm.
and their career changed. But I've also seen okay cricketers that got the right coach and they became world class players because that coach just changed the way they want to look, not the way he wanted them to be, right? So I think it's very important to realize you are firstly responsible for your cricket, not the coach. So you got to make sure which you feel are which are you're comfortable with firstly, and then secondly, saying to yourself, is this going to make me a better cricketer or is this not going to make me a better cricketer?
Hmm.
And if you even if you try something and if it doesn't work, you stop it, or you buy your time with it. But you got to realize that there's going to come times where people are going to say things to you that's just for them to say something, and there's going to come to where a guy actually cares and he actually wants to make you better. So it's a thin line, and obviously I don't blame coaches for it, because you feel like as a coach, and I've coached before, you feel like you have a job to do. You feel like you need to have an impact on everyone, where sometimes the impact can just be giving the guy free rein, or more challenging him mentally than actually trying to change something technically. So I reckon the best coaches in the world and the best coaches for kids are the ones that, yes, they want to make you better, but they also realize that it's the ones that keeps quiet and actually challenge you mentally more than trying to change things technically.
Interesting piece of advice, actually. Thank you so much. And before we head off, do you have any current favorite that's playing right now, or someone you like watching in cricket right now?
As a youngster,
Whether it's a youngster or it's established player, both.
yeah, I'll go with a few youngsters, I reckon, and I really hope to see them in the USA under 19 teams in the coming years. I'm not sure. They're still a little bit young, maybe. There's a few guys from Seattle that I've coached that I'm really watching closely. Yuvan and Sohan, especially those two batters, they are really good. So yeah, I'm watching them closely. I really think that they can make it up to a major league level. They'll perform now at minor league level and stuff like that. So yeah, really watching to see how their careers grow. go further. And then, yeah, obviously one of my favorite batters, and he's a good friend of mine, is obviously Andries Gous.
Mm-hmm.
I really like to watch him, just because I know him so well. I know how he goes about things, how relaxed he is. Obviously David Miller, Faf, but my favorite probably at the moment is Nicholas Puran.
Mm-hmm.
The way he makes things look really easy. Chatting to him, he's a really good guy. And just he's in the form of his life at the moment. And I would say probably it's not for me. I'm not a big guy of form.
Mm-hmm.
I feel yeah, some days you just see the ball better than other times. But for me, it's just his class is just permanent. So he's always going to perform. There's going to be times where he doesn't perform for a game or two, which is natural. But then he's going to be back at it. I don't think we'll really see a Nicholas Puran again where he doesn't make runs for 10 games. It's not going
Mm-hmm.
to happen again. He sorted out his technique. He sorted out the way he wants to play his game, and his confidence is through the roof. Yeah, he's one of the guys that I think is going to be at the number one batting list in T20 cricket for a long time.
He's been in his form of his life, scoring runs easily. Do you watch it? I'm sure you watch SA20. Do you have a favorite team there?
SA, yeah, I do watch it every if I get time. When it was on, I was busy with the ILT, so you couldn't
Mm-hmm.
really watch it in Dubai. But I really like the Durban team.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how they haven't won it. They are absolutely jam-packed. I've got a lot of respect for the Sunrisers team. What
Mm-hmm.
Aiden has done with them, it really looks like they've from a culture wise and from a team perspective, they definitely the best.
Yeah.
Especially with the coach that they have, he's an incredible guy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's probably my two favorite teams, I would say.
Okay, talking about Premier Leagues, I can't miss this one out. If you had a chance of playing IPL and if you want to play, which team would you choose?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Huh. I would say being part of the KKR like family already, being
Mm.
part of them in IL and CPL and stuff, I would really love to play for
Knight Riders.
KKR. And then obviously I think playing for RCB is also something really cool.
That's debatable, but yeah, I'm a CSK fan, so that's
That's
my
they, but
hometown.
then
That's a hometown.
yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, look,
So
what they've done is really incredible with Fleming and Dhoni. You can't go away from the fact that they are one of the best teams, and they always will be one of the best teams in the IPL.